And Brad Angelo will go first, the native of Lockport, New York. This is his 7th year on the tour, won his first career title earlier this season in Omaha, the Pepsi Viper Championship. Prior to winning that title, he was 0-4 in title matches and was winless in 118 events.
Rob, I thought that Brad Angelo was masterful in Omaha, the way he managed his game on a very difficult oil pattern to come away with his first title.
And now Jason Couch, the lefty from Claremont, Florida, his 16th year on the tour. Again, took a medical exemption last season due to a knee injury. Strong starts for both. Couch, 15 Lumber Liquidator PBA Tour titles, including 4 majors. He was tied for 7th on the major list with 6 others.
Come on, we'll give him.
Jason's wife, Kim, in attendance. So a double shot for Jason to start us off. And Angelo steps up.
The biggest thing that Jason Couch has going for him is his confidence, and I think that's what you need to get through the knee surgery that he's trying to make his way back from.
Well, confidence is Brad Angelo's game right now as well, particularly coming off that win in Omaha earlier in the season. And his first challenge of the afternoon.
Well, normally when you leave the 4-6-7, there's not much of a challenge unless you get real lucky and bounce a pin out. You pretty much write this off as an open frame.
An open frame it is for Angelo. Jason Couch, the 4 seed, taking on Brad Angelo, the 3 seed, as we take a look at the big picture of match number 1.
And I think what's amazing is you look at Jason Couch's match play record. He had a losing record, still made the telecast. The last 9 games of match play, he averaged over 250 and only won 4 of the 9 matches.
Angelo having to do some figuring out here right now.
Well, you know, this week the players, I think the majority of the time played in. There was a little bit of a look to the outside part of the lane, and talking with Wes Malott shortly after the practice session, he said, you know, Randy, the lanes are they're a little drier on the inside part of the lane than they've been all week. So we may have to look for another place to go. And that outside line that Brad Angelo is playing is another option.
So Jason Couch steps up, had surgery on his right knee, which is his slide leg. He initially went in for just a minor meniscus repair, but they found a stress fracture in the femur. They did surgery on the knee and then really had to just wait out that fracture. Essentially, it's the same injury that Tiger Woods is dealing with right now. And he said, how do I feel? I feel about as good as I'm going to get, period. Three in a row for Couch, and he is bouncing back from the challenges of missing last season.
I think just missing the adrenaline, making the show, you know, basically doing my job. Out here every week, you've got to perform, and it was just kind of brutal, 17 straight years out here, and then I'm not out for a year. It was tough.
And I can certainly relate with what Jason had to go through and what he's dealing with now. When I had my knee surgery back in '91, I missed an entire year, and it was a long road back. And, you know, one thing about after surgery, you're never 100%.
Telling himself to calm down, way outside left on that one.
Yeah, but it's a nice break, and only leaving the 9-pin. As you take a look at a man that's won 15 times out here, He has less knee bend than he used to have, so that gives him a little bit less leverage. And he says it's a little harder on his knee when he's going straight or straighter like he's doing today. But man, can he bring it. Probably best known for winning 3 consecutive Tournament of Champion titles.
Talked to him yesterday about that right knee, and he said, you know, on the left side of my right knee route, essentially it's bone on bone. The pain is tolerable with some ibuprofen, and it's going to be with him every day. Brad Angelo started with a strike, then went open frame and a spare in the third. Gets back on the strike train.
When you look at some of the names that Brad Angelo had to beat for his first title just a couple of weeks ago, he had to get by Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Wes Malott. 12-6 match play record, and lost in position round to Kenny Simard, 246 to 300. 300s are usually tough to beat.
I've heard that. He actually won here in Vernon Hills in 2007. It was on the shark pattern, late November. I'm sorry, that was his last televised appearance prior to Omaha. So after some difficulties in frames 2 and 3, Angelo appears to have figured things out with strikes in frame 4 and 5. He sits down. Jason Couch asks for a re-rack. Couch started with 3 straight strikes and then finished with a spare. And bowling fans, you can now take the PBA with you wherever you go, courtesy of PBA Bowling for your cell phone or PBA. Take on PBA pros in head-to-head competition or try the spare challenge or tournament modes. Some phones, I don't know if you knew this, Randy, even offer Nintendo Wii. You're the video game guy. Wii, thank you. Wii like throwing motions. It helps when I read the promo copy ahead of time. All right, let's make some history.
Another re-rack.
And that's an awful break because that ball should have struck, and instead of just leaving, say, the 7-pin or a blower 10, he's left both. This has only been made 3 times in the history of television.
Shot.
Slams the 7, leaves the 10. His first open frame of this match, so both Angelo and Couch with open frames. And we move on to the 6th.
Come on, make a good shot.
This Jason's 52nd singles televised appearance in his 16-year career on the tour. Come on, yeah! Little love from the messenger. Let's go! Drops the 7 and fires up the crowd and himself. Jason Couch back in it. And when we return, why Brad Angelo needed the number of his car insurer this week. Did you hear about this?
I heard something like that.
That's good.
The Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour on ESPN is brought to you by CLR. CLR. All kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. By Lumber Liquidators. Hardwood flooring for less. By Motel 6, the official lodging partner of the PBA. And by Denny's, where America's favorite breakfast is now available to go. Real breakfast 24/7.